there, welcome back. We are talking to we're doing what I'm calling Tales from the Front. These are stories from folks who have started their own businesses, currently run their own businesses in some cases, and they're willing to share with you things that you should be watching out for. We have with us Paul Hubbard, you guys know him, Kim Chapman, and Vince Wiggins. So we were talking about your need for additional physical activity, but we can move on from that. We can move on from you signed. Yeah. See, this is the example of what networking can do for you. Now, Tonic has more customers because of this networking that's going on over here. What kept you going, Paul, in your worst times?
Basically, you start thinking that you are offering a service because you have employees that you're training, that they're also raising a family on. You look at the service that you're offering to the community and said, this is basically a good service. And then also you want yourself and your business to be good role models to young people coming up.
Yeah.
And when you add all that together, then you say, let me get up and go do this again, or if the bottom line didn't hit where it did. And then you talk to the employees if you're having problems, and you try to explain to them, work with me, and you're gonna get paid, et cetera, et cetera. And it's more of a psychological thing.
Just keep pushing forward.
And then everybody that's very successful today has a horror story. And you start thinking about the horror stories of the very successful people, and that keeps you going.
Keeps you going. I want to talk to you about that for just a second. But in your case, Vince, your organization, your business, PR marketing, is probably one of the most challenging and competitive businesses out there today. And it's also what I call a soft business, because when people start cutting budgets, they look at your stuff first.
Absolutely.
So on those days when you were like, geez, I don't know, what really kept you going?
Really, I think having good partners. Like I said before, in my earlier years, I didn't have good partners. But now we have good partners. And I don't have employees, but we have teams of individuals that we work with on a regular basis. But my primary partner is very encouraging. Obviously, prayer is important as well. But I try to identify what we do best, and then we identify what areas outside of this market might be a good opportunity for us to explore. So just the challenge itself is really what keeps me going. The challenge, the strategy of growing a business and finding new customers, that's what really keeps me going as well.
I would think the passion of your own commitment to your own dream would keep you going. I don't have a private business, but I run a small nonprofit here in town. We have about 130 employees, and I tell you, nonprofits, it's tough work to run nonprofits. But you think about, Paul, you take on the responsibility of the people that are working, with you, Kim. You think, I gotta keep moving because these people are depending on these paychecks, and I actually find that it pushes me to think more creatively.
Well, that word passion means a lot, because I always say that if you start a business, it should be something you have as a hobby. If it wasn't your business, so that you don't mind doing it 24/7.
Right, because you will be doing it.
24/7.
You will be doing it 24/7.
And when you're doing what you love, you're more successful, because you're happy and you put your whole heart into it.
That's right. That's exactly right. You do. So, horror stories, Vince, you got any you're willing to share?
Yeah, I do. When I first started, I don't know. I first started, I wanted to focus solely on sports and sports marketing.
And how long ago was that you started?
That was in 1990, about 2000.
Okay.
About 2000. Well, about 1999, 2000.
Okay.
We wanted to do something really cool, unique, different for this particular area. It's a true story. It's a horror story, my horror story. So we thought, why not create a sports marketing team or a grassroots sporting event and create a sports network here in Toledo. We spent a lot of money, made a big investment. We put it on television, and we went to the network and we asked, this is a good idea. Can we do it? Can we build a network? Can we keep doing things like this? They said, no, we don't want to think it would work. About 5 years later, a sports network, a local sports network.
We do have one.
Came up.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
That kind of haunts me to this day. Thinking about the money that we spent, and we thought it was a good idea, and all the
just before your time.
We
you were
just a little more too advanced
just
at that
before our
point.
time.
Yeah. So that's a pretty rotten horror story.
Now, Paul, you probably have more experience than anybody at the table in managing large groups of staff. Large groups of staff. What advice would you give folks? Kim talks about the importance of her team being a family, being really close. What advice would you give?
One is you have to have meetings, and the best way to have meetings is about a 3 to 5 minute meeting every day, and then a 1 or 2 hour meeting a couple of times a month. And you go through the agenda of the business, you talk about the ups and downs of the business, and you talk about goals and objectives to go forth. The other is you have to make people feel like they're part of a team. They're not just an employee getting a paycheck. You form a team, and you have team members, and everybody has a role to play to support each other in the team. And if that happens, that gives them a feeling of feeling of family, that I'm part of this. Those are a couple of, and the other thing is pay people on time.
Right, that's right. That's critical. Right. Pay people on time.
Yeah.
Pay people on time.
Right.
Kim, as a manager, though, at your place, what do you find that really works for you? You guys are really successful. You've been successful since you opened the doors practically. It's a busy place. It's a great place to go. What makes you successful as a manager over there?
I think actually it's, again, I'm going to use the word flexible, but being flexible, because we all teach different things and everyone has different ideas. And I think keeping it open and nurturing the different instructors' ideas for workshops and classes so they feel like they can be a part of that business plan too and a part of the growth. So as we grow, we're all doing it together. It's not me. I'm just sort of guiding it, sort of like you're guiding us. And so,
really not this morning. I'm not guiding. You guys are totally out of control this morning.
But
okay.
yeah, I mean, just nurturing everyone's individual ideas and goals. Goals for their career at Tonic, and I try to do that the best I can.
So all of you would say then the important thing about developing a successful team for a small business would be making them part
definitely.
Part of the business.
Yeah.
Part of the
Definitely.
business. Yeah. Do you ever get frightened that you're going to lose control of your business if you do that?
Well, there are people that try to take control of the business. That's when you just have to understand you the boss, you the owner, and you the entrepreneur. I mean, you get all kind of personality types that's going to enter your business, and you got to be able to assess those personality types. And some you have to pull up, and some you have to push down. Some you have to pull in, and others you have to push back. Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. Kim, as you guys think about your business, though, how do you assess whether you're ready for growth? How are you going to know when it's time for you?
Numbers, it's attendance. It's as soon as a few classes start to fill up, because we want to keep it. We're a little gym, as you know, and we like to keep it really client focused so that every client has enough attention, individual attention. So as soon as a class, we start to see bigger and bigger numbers, we pull reports, we add more classes. So it's really, it's not rocket science, it's pretty simple.
Pretty simple stuff. So, but you got to be ready for growth, you would tell.
And it's hit or miss too. Like some weeks, I'll have 15 in a yoga class, and then next week, well, especially with all this snow,
right.
I'll have 3 people. But and it's consistency too. It's just showing up, and we, even through the snow, we taught, and people came. So yeah.
You'd agree?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you can grow too quick too.
That's what that's where I was.
That's sometimes you grow, and you outgrow your cash flow.
Right.
And all of a sudden you find yourself in debt, and you can't pay vendors and your employees, and you have a problem. So as Vince said, it has to be controlled growth.
Right.
Yeah. I think people just really kind of need to get that it's more than just the dream. There's a ton of hard work behind this. You're nodding.
Yeah, well, just because I think a lot of people don't realize how much goes on behind the scenes if they don't spend time in the business. And so I think they see me walking in and out, just teaching classes. Oh, yoga is so fun. So, and it's wonderful, but it takes a lot of time and dedication to run a business, and there are technical aspects to it. It's not just teaching yoga and Pilates and finding fun music. I mean, there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, and I'm fortunate to have a wonderful manager, Phoebe, who she does so much, and people just have no idea how hard she works, and I'm lucky to have someone that I can depend on to do that.
Yeah. Okay, we have just about a minute left. Advice, Vince, that you would give folks who are listening today?
Really, I think we kind of summed it up here. It's really find people who support your vision. Even if they're not a part of your business, if you can identify a circle, whether it's your parents, whether it's your husband, your wife, find people who support your business, support your vision, that can energize you to continue to move forward.
Okay.
And be good at what you do.
Be good at what you do.
Yeah,
Paul,
number one.
quickly?
Be very detailed, because every detail means something as far as a dollar or a penny within business. And as
Everything.
people go to the arena, buy Chicago-style popcorn. That's mine.
That's his business. That's his commercial. Kim, very quickly.
Yeah.
Any thought?
Yoga and Pilates.
All right,
Yeah.
that's it. Yoga and Pilates. We will be right back in just a moment.